Hello, everybody. Good morning and happy Friday to all of you. I hope that your week has been great and the weekend is here, Memorial Weekend. So let's start. I see already people entering the meeting. Welcome, everybody. My name is Diana. I'm going to be giving this webinar about the contract section, okay? Everything that you can do for sending your contracts, your offers, and even the follow-ups that you can do after, okay? Remember that in ReiFax, you can send 50 contracts daily in seconds. All the information will be completely auto-populated, okay? Your offer, the owner information, your information, the property information, whatever you need, also as additional terms, that is going to be auto-populated. I'm going to show you really quick how you can set up new contracts if you need to, and just create them from scratch, from start yourself, or if you want to use the contracts that you already have there with your mentoring programs, how you can use those as well, okay? Meanwhile, if anybody has any question during the webinar, please remember that you can type your questions in the chat icon or the Q&A part of the Zoom meeting, okay? I guess everybody can hear me and also can see my screen, so I'm going to start. First thing that you need to do always, log in into your account, or like me, if you already are logged in, then you will see here that it says account, and then you need to go to your control panel. As soon as you are in the control panel, the first thing that we will need to do is go directly to the settings right here to your left, okay? And at the top, you need to click where it says documents. Maybe you will have already, you can see some documents that either you have created copies or you have uploaded before, okay? These are contracts that I have here in my account, but I'm going to show you how you can upload one contract. You just need to have a completely blank template for a FARBAR, let's say an as-is type of contract or any other type that you want to in your computer. And that file that needs to be a PDF file, you can upload it here, okay? Be aware that the file needs to weight less than 5 megabytes, okay? So click on add documents if you want to upload a new contract, okay, your own document. I have it here in my computer. I don't know if you can see it. Actually, let me share my complete screen because I really don't know if you can see it. As soon as you click on add documents, okay, add documents, you will see that the computer will open a new tab for your computer file explorer, so you can go to where your documents are. This is the document that I'm going to select and upload. You need to agree to the copyright agreement, and then the contract will be there, the PDF. So the only thing that you guys need to do is create a template, or if you already have templates saved there in your computer, then just use the ones that you have, okay? Again, this is like a full class. I'm going to show you how you guys can create a template from the beginning. It doesn't take long, okay? You can see that the contract has been uploaded here. I just need to click on it, and then I'm going to see all the settings that I can put from the start. If you need to, or if you want to, you can change the name for the contract. Remember that the contracts here behind, they are organized by alphabetical order. And that is the order that you are also going to see whenever you are sending the contracts for the contract that you want to have, let's say, as the first one or the default one. Then try to put an A at the beginning, or maybe a number 1, okay? And organize your contracts like that. Now, you have 2 options because you can either be a buyer on the contract or a seller, okay? Only one of those. So you can save in option 1, for example, your information as the buyer. And in option 2, you can save the information of the seller. And whenever you want to the contract to auto-populate, depending of what you are going to be in the agreement, you can activate either one of the options, okay? As you can see, if I want to activate option 1, then I put this inactive. If I want to activate option 2, then that's it, and the other one is going to be inactive automatic. Next, you need to put your information, whatever is going to be your buyer information or you as the seller is there. Remember that you can put your company, your LLC, or if they are going to be several buyers, okay, the full information needs to be right there. In this case, I'm going to make it really simple. This is going to be me. Actually, let me put everything in capitals for this. I'm going to be the buyer on this contract. I don't want to put the address, but if you want to have something, then just put the address and the city here. Sorry, only the address here, and then in line number 2, city, zip code, state and zip code, okay? Usually nobody goes for line number 3. But if you don't want to add this, it's okay, because on the contract, you can also add instead your email and your phone number, okay? You can actually put it right here, and it will be auto-populated there as well, if you want, depending of the variables that you want to use, okay? In this case, I'm going to use it right here. And phone number. This is the information that you can contact us, okay? Oops. ReiFax@gmail.com if you want to send us an email. And this is the phone number for customer service, okay? 888-349-5368. That's it, my auction is activated. I can, you will need to skip scrolling down, continue scrolling down, and then you will see the additional info and the additional documents. First thing, in the additional info, you can select, you can modify the how many acceptance days you want the contract to auto-populate. Same as how many closing days and how many inspections days, okay? So let's say that I want the offer to have a limit for acceptance for 2 days. And I want the offer to have 30 days for closing. And I'm going to put here 7 days for inspection, okay? That is what I want. You can put whatever information you need here, okay? And this is the days after the contract will be sent. So imagine that I send the contract right now. Today is the 27th. So the contract is going to say that the 29th, that will be the acceptance date, May 29th. And the closing date is going to be 30 days after the acceptance, okay? So it will be June 29th. And the days for inspection, that is the number that is going to appear, 7, okay? The last part here is for you to also add additional documents, okay? Remember that behind, you are adding the contracts, the templates, the far bar. Next, inside each contract, you can also add your addendums or your proof of funds, or maybe the EMD letter, the earnest money deposit letter through or with your title company, okay? So you just need to click on, again, right here where it says add. It will open again this tab in your computer so you can start adding those addendums, okay? First thing that I'm going to add is the lead-based pen disclosure as my addendum. And as soon as you click on agree again, you can see right here that you have the option to select what type of document is this. So this is an addendum. I'm going to check it as it is an addendum. I'm also going to check this one because whenever I send this contract, I want the addendum to be there, like by default, to be sent out. Even though that later, when I'm actually sending the contract, I can just unmark this or uncheck this, and that way I don't send it, okay? But that is the way that I want. Next, I'm going to add my proof of fund. Okay, this is my proof of fund letter with my bank statement. And again, I'm going to check the column for the P for POF, for proof of fund. So the system recognizes whenever I'm sending the contract that I'm also sending maybe an addendum and the proof of fund. I'm also going to add my earnest money deposit with my title company. I have it right here. I'm going to show you also these documents, okay? Don't worry. There you go. So this is my addendum. If you want to add something else, let's say that this contract is not like an as-is. Let's say that the contract is a short sale. Then you also need to add the addendum for the short sale agreement. Or same as the Fannie Mae or anything else, just keep on adding your documents and select what type of document is that, okay? That's all. If you want to put it as default, whenever it is sending, you can. If you don't, that's it. I'm only going to put this one. That's it. I don't need to do anything else right here. What I need to do now is start editing or creating the template for the contract and also for the additional documents, okay? Any questions so far, guys? Let me know, please. Remember, you can add your questions, type on the chat or through the Q&A part of the system. I don't see questions, so let's continue. Great. So there is the contract. All the information has been set up. So I'm going to click now right here at the bottom where it says edit document. It's going to open a new tab showing you guys the actual PDF, okay? As you can see, it's completely blank. That will be the best way to have it. So you can start adding your variables, and the variables are the ones that are going to auto-populate all the information whenever you are sending the contracts, okay? Not for only one property, for multiple properties. Nobody's going to know that you are sending a lot of contracts at the same time. Everybody will receive only one email from you with the contract attached, okay? That's all. So let's start creating the template. As you can see, it's a Farbar Assist. It has 12 pages. So I'm going to do this as quick as I can so I can show you the rest later. Now, at the top is where you have the tools or the variables. The first drop-down list will show you individual variables, okay, that you can start selecting and add it to the template. The first thing that you need to do is actually click on the page, okay, click on the page wherever you want the variable to appear. So the variable that I need here is the seller's name. I need to scroll down. Everything is organized by alphabetical order. I need to scroll down and find the information for the seller's name right here. Seller's name will be right there. Then I'm also going to add the information for the buyer's name. And that information will auto-populate mine. Why you need to put this like more to your left? Because if you put it, for example, right here, and let's say that the seller it has a long name, the seller, they are 3 owners, and the 3 owners are going to overflow the page. So try to put it as close as you want to in case that the seller's name is a long one, okay? Or if your company name is long, then use it the same way. That's it. Next, in line number 6, is start telling me that I need to add the information of the property. In this line, number 7, I need to add the street, the zip code, the city, and the zip code, okay? Remember that this particular document is already for Florida, so I don't need to add the state. But what happens if I add, for example, the property address? Let's wait for let's scroll down, property address, right here. And then I add next to that one, the property city, and then I add the property zip code. It will happen the same as the name. If the property address is really long, it's going to overflow and it's going to be on top of the city and on top of the zip code, okay? That's why in this case, you cannot add individual variables. You need to add a text. And in the text, okay, this icon right here, sorry, this icon right here at the top, the A icon, you can just put the variables in one single line. So let's go here, property address. I'm going to put a comma and then a space, and I'm going to use now the property city, and the property zip code. And that's all I need. You see? So if the address is actually long, it's not going to be on top of the city or be on top of the zip code, like overriding, okay? So I just add one single line with the 3 variables and that's it. There it goes. Now, as you can see, I'm not actually putting the variables right on the lines. You need to put them a little bit above, okay? So it doesn't merge together with the line. Now, the county, I need to put it here. So property county. Property county. If the county name is really long, again, try to put it as close to your left as you can, because it could be a really long name, depending, for example, Hillsborough, okay? The tax ID is the folio number of the property or the parcel ID of the property. In ReiFax, we have it as a folio number, okay? So go for the F, folio number right here. Now, next, I need to put the legal description. We do have a variable that is for the legal description. So L, legal description. What happened with the legal description of a property? Same as the seller's name or same as the property address, it could be really long, okay? So whatever it is always going to auto-populate, maybe overflow the page if it's long. That's why we suggest to use this variable not on the first line right here, but on the second, okay? Even though that is here and this line is longer, it could actually overflow as well, because everything depends on whatever information has been registered about the legal description. It cannot be cut off, okay? So if you don't want to use the variable, if you want to do something else, we also suggest you guys to create your own text, and you can put something like as shown, shown on public records, for example. Okay? So whatever a public record has, now this line is going to be right here, as shown on public records. Okay? Exactly the words that you put, or whatever information, exactly as public record, whatever you want to use, okay? So you have those two options. You can either put a test or you can use the variable for the legal description. I'm going to keep with the variable for this one. Next, I need to put here the offer that I need to use, okay? The offer that I'm sending. You are not going to put the actual amount. You are going to use the variable for offer price. Go for the O's, and there it goes. Next, I need to use the initial deposit. We also have an information here, sorry, a variable here for initial deposit. There it goes. You need to add the information of your escrow right here. We have all the variables. Don't put the text, because if you guys in the future, you need to change your company or your title company, then you need to also modify the variables. If you add a text, for example, with the information of, in this case, independence title, okay, whatever it is, then you will need to remove them and change them again. That's why we suggest you to use the variables that auto-populate whatever information you save for your escrow inside your account. So escrow agent is the first one. Again, will be right here. The escrow address, escrow phone number, email, and fax, okay? So let me add those variables really quick. Fax is right here. The phone number and the email. Escrow phone, right there. Email. Escrow email. There it goes. Now, as you can see, you have several options that if you need to check or mark or add something, you can. For example, right here, if you need to check one of these options, you also have these tools that they are populate either a circle or a check mark or an X, okay? It's up to you guys. So if I want to add a check mark here, it will be adding the check. Now this, you need to place it like this, a little bit down and a little bit to your right from the actual square or check box that you see there, okay? So whatever you want to check something for this, you can do it. Or if you want to add an X instead, then add the X, okay? And that is how you can use it. Oops, 1 second. There it goes. If you need to add a number here, for example, in this case, for the days of effective date, if it's something different than 3, because if you leave it blank, it will be 3. Let's say that you want to put 2, then use the text and just add the number that you want to and add the variable, and there is going to read a number 2. Additional deposit, we have a variable for additional deposit. Balance to close is also the variable that you want to use right here at the end. This balance to close is already taking the offer price. It has the math formula already designed for taking the offer price and subtracting the initial deposit and the additional deposit, okay? But if you want to have anything different, then you guys can create your own math operation right here. You can select whatever variable you're going to use. You can select the math operation that you are using and set up the variable, the value, and click on add. And whatever you want to use there is also going to be auto-populated, okay? If you want to delete any variable, you just delete it from here. That's it. I don't want to have anything here, so I'm not going to check that option. Right here, if you want to add additional deposit days, okay, because if you leave it blank, it's going to be 10. You can use the variable that is going to auto-populate that. Additional deposit days. Remember that this is a number for days, so you can place this variable right here on the middle. It doesn't matter if the variable is like it has something behind. You see, it's overflowing to the next information that the contract is sending. Because if it's a number, let's say a number 5, so it's only going to show a number 5 right there. Right here, I need to add the variable for the acceptance date. There it goes. And right here at the bottom, remember that you guys, well, in this case, I am the buyer on the contract. But if you are the sellers, then you need to add your initials in this side, okay? In this case, if you need to add your initials or your signatures to your account, the best way is that you send those images to us. We can edit them and then we can help you to put them here in your computer, okay? In your system, sorry. This is my initial, and then I just need to control this so I can put the size of the initials that I need. And that's it. Page number 1 is completely done. You can save the page right here, and the system will let you know as soon as the page has been saved, and then you can move on to page number 2. Or even if you move on to page number 2 and then you go back, it's automatically saved as well. So let's go to page number 2, and I'm going to show you right here a little bit more. Here is going to auto-populate the closing date, but I need to put something more for the closing date. I need to say that I need the contract to say on or before the day that I'm selecting there for closing, okay? So I'm going to add a text now that it says, you see what it says here? It says already on, so I'm going to put here on or before. And I'm going to use the variable that it reads closing date. Closing date. There it goes. So that is what is going to show right there. Or, sorry, occur on or before whatever date. Remember, 30 days after the acceptance. Here is the option also for you to use the check mark or the X information, okay? So if I want to add an X, I need to add an X. Or if you don't want to use the X, if you want to use the check, then use those ones, okay? If it's option A, option B, whatever you need to put here, and as well, go for the initials. And just put the size that you need. Everything goes the same. Let's go now to page 5, is where you need to put the inspection days variable. That variable is also right here. Inspection days, right here. Inspection days. Remember, this is only a number, and I put number 7 days. So it's only going to auto-populate the number 7 here. It doesn't matter if the variable is overflowing to the next word, okay? Word. Now, everything else is the same. You already know how to do this. I'm going to go directly to page 11 for this contract. Because on page 11, remember that I'm going to send with this contract my lead-based pen disclosure always. So I want to have here a little check mark, okay? Then I'm sending that contract always. And then in page number 12, you can add your variables for your text or sentences for your additional terms. Right here, clicking on the A for adding a text, whatever you want to say, just type it and then click on add. These sentences, you need to create them and they cannot be more than 14 words per sentence, okay? Because otherwise it's going to overflow to from the page, okay? So you need to put sentence 1, sentence 2, and go like that. And here is where you need to put your signature. If you are only one buyer, then use only one signature. But if you have another buyer, okay, second buyer, then you will, once the image is uploaded to your account, you will see it here and you can just place. If you need to use the today's date, okay, for sending this contract, then we also have that variable right there for you. And here is the part that I was telling you that you need to add your variables for, instead of having your address, you can use your email and your phone number. Or if you actually want to auto-populate the information for the seller, the address, you can also add those variables. So you have here, I'm going to show you, buyer line 1 and buyer address line 2, if you want to use this one. If you don't want to use this, then use your buyer phone and use your buyer email, okay? That is the ones that I'm going to use. Buyer's email and buyer's phone. There it goes. Right here. And then place the variables like that. Remember, a little bit above the line. For the seller, I'm going to use the seller information, the one that is registered on public records, to auto-populate here, line number 1 and line number 2. Even the sellers, they don't use 3 lines for their address, okay? Address and then city, state, and zip code in line number 2. Here, if you don't want to use an agent for the contract, remember that you can put something like no applied, okay? Like this. And that's all. But if you are going to use the seller's agent, then use the variable for seller's agent. Or if you have your own agent, and then you want to auto-populate here the listing agent for the seller in this side, you can, okay? There are several variables. For example, if I have my own agent, I'm going to put here buyer's agent in this side, and my buyer's broker company. That is an information that I'm going to add when I'm sending the contract, okay? And for the seller information, you can also use that information. Seller's agent, and the seller's broker. Sometimes you can also add a text, like if you want to put already there on the contract, the percentage, like 3%, less, more, whatever it is, you can also do it from there. Seller's broker. That's it. The contract is done, okay? Of course, I need to fill a lot of things on the contract on the page. In this case, I'm going to save it. If you want to save this template, the template that you create, you also have the option right here. You can click on manage in the templates manager, and then you will click on add new, and I'm going to put this webinar. Sorry, webinar May 27th. That is the name that I want to put for this template. If you want to actually put the name as is contract 2021, same as the contract name, you can. Because if I, in the future, delete something from here. For example, I remove these variables from here. I did modifications, okay? And I want to put them again. I just need to apply the last template that I have saved, okay? In this case, it will be right here, the webinar. I just select it and click on apply. And all the variables that that template had is going to be auto-populated here, as you can see, okay? Now, in this case, if you are mentor students from either BPM or DRIA, you already have in your account the templates that they provide, okay? So I'm going to use this one and I'm going to apply it, and because that is already complete in all the pages, okay? There it goes. It has all the information that I need, including here on page number 2, page number 3, the check marks that I need to add. It has a different style here for 2 days for the acceptance, okay? Everything is right there already, as you can see. So that is what I'm going to use. Any question, guys, about how you can create your templates or add the variables, how you can also save your new templates, how you can apply it, and if you need to overwrite something, okay, that you have created, like I'm going to overwrite this template that I already have loaded, I'm going to overwrite the one that I created today. So overwrite. Remember that the actions that you do here, they cannot be undone, so be sure, and then click on yes. Now, I don't see questions on the chat or the Q&A, so I think everybody is good, but if you don't, just let me know, okay? So the contract is complete. I don't need to do anything else for the contract. I do need to add the variables inside each additional document. Really simple, and these only have 1 or 2 pages, okay, that I need to add something. You just need to go for the pencil so you can edit those documents. Let's go first of all for the lead-based pen disclosure. Remember, I already showed you how to use and put all the variables using the tools. In this case, I already have a template created for the lead-based pen disclosure. Which is this one. I have to with same name, it's not a problem, but there it goes, okay? It doesn't matter that the variable, like you can see it like here, like this, because on the contract, the template has the size correctly. But as you can see, I have everything that I need, where I need it. So this is completely done as well. I don't need to have this number here, so I'm going to delete it. It's already saying that it has 1 page of 1. That's it. I can close it without saving. And if I enter again, it has been auto-populate and auto-save automatically, okay? Of course, auto-save automatically. There it goes. Next, the proof of fund. Click on the pencil again to edit that particular document. This one has 2 pages, okay? In this case, this is a letter provided by Dave Dinkle, DRIA, okay? For the mentor students. So what I need to have here, I need to have the date that I'm sending this contract with this additional document or this proof of fund, the date auto-populated. So I'm going to use the variable for today's date. I need to have it right here. And I'm also want to have my information as the buyer right here. So buyer's name is going to auto-populate from here, okay? That's all that I need. I don't need to have anything else because on page number 2, what I have is my bank statement, okay? And I already have like a wipe out the information that I done that is private, okay? But that's it. I don't need to do anything else with this proof of fund. The last one is the earnest money deposit, in this case with this title company, created title services. Click on the little pencil. So you can also put the date, the today's date, so it will auto-populate for whenever you're sending the contract with the addendum, of course. Where is it? Today's date. I missed it right here. And my information as the buyer in this contract. As you can see, there is nothing else needed there. You can save the page if you want to, or just close it and it will be automatically saved. Once you finish with everything, save it And that's it. The contract is completely ready for you to use it, okay? Remember that the contract auto-populates your signatures from here. Here is where we can help you to upload them, or you can yourself, you can upload them. You just need to have those images, different files, okay? One for your signature or signatures, or one for your initials. And remember that you can have two pairs, because it could be two buyers on the contract. So signature 1, signature 2, initial 1 and initial 2. You can draw it, or if you already have the image, and if the image has been edited correctly or right, then just upload it, okay? And then save, and you will see them behind. Those files, they can only be JPEG or PNG, okay? With a white background. It cannot be transparent because the system doesn't support those type of files. And here, where it says escrow D letter, is where you need to save the information of your title company. Remember that you have two slots where you can save that information. So for example, in my case, I have the information for these two title companies right here. You just fill the information, type it, and then save. And one of those options is the one that you need to put as default. That's all you need, okay? Next, let's do a search. Let me find some properties, and let me show you how you can send those contracts completely auto-populate. Remember that ReiFax offers you to send 50 contracts daily, so that way your email doesn't get blocked, okay? Depending on the limits that your email will also have, doesn't get blocked for sending, let's say, the same type of email templates and everything to different people. So let me enter ReiFax. And let's go to a county that I usually don't go. Let's go, for example, to, let me put the back bigger. Yeah, let's go to Duval County. Let's try to find in Duval. Now, I'm going to send this contract to the agents, not to the owners, because to send the contracts to the owners, meaning that those properties are off market. And I really don't know if they are interested in selling or not. So I don't send contracts like from the start. I will need to call them. I will need to send them an email to check if maybe they are interested in selling the property, and maybe one day after I can send the contract and they can review my offer, okay? In this case, I'm going to use the type of data for properties that are already listed for sale, okay? So they have agents, and I'm going to send these contracts right away to the agents. I'm looking in Duval County single family properties that have equity, okay? So I'm going to select public records, and I'm going to use the equity percentage here. I want properties that have at least 20% debt equity. But because these are listed, I know that my target, I'm going to open the filters for the for sales now, and I'm going to select only the properties that are listed between, let's say, $50,000 up to $450,000, okay? Remember that if you put something that is too low or maybe too high, you won't find a lot of properties, because everything depends on how the market is behaving at that moment, okay? This is all the information that I want. I don't want to filter too much. Let's see how many properties I can get. If I get too many, well, I did get too many, then I can go back. Let's go back actually. And because, let me show you really quick. These are all the properties that are listed for sale. But as you can see, they have different status. The majority might be properties that are, the magenta ones are pending for sale. So I know the owner already have received an offer, and maybe they have accepted the offer, but they are still in conversations. That's why the property hasn't been removed from the market, okay? Then it goes for the contingents, the purple ones, the same process. They are in contingent, they have accepted an offer, but they haven't removed the listing from the market. It's up to you if you want to send an offer to them or not, okay? It's good either way. But the ones that are completely green, or maybe the ones that are dark blue, those are either new constructions or active. In this case, I'm only going to select from those 2,000 the active ones, okay? So right here where it says for sale status, select active in this case if you want to do the same search as me, and then click on search. Let's see how many active are now. There it goes. From those 654 properties are listed for sale and they are active, okay? That's it. I don't need to do anything else except actually sending the contracts. And through the system, you have two ways. If you only have as your product the platinum product, that is the basic one, then you can only send contracts if you click from your results in one property. Once you get into the overview of that address, then you have the option to send a contract right here. And this is a process that you need to do one at a time, sending one contract for one property at a time from your overview, because that is the maximum level of access that the platinum product has. Remember, it's the basic product, okay? So from here, one contract at a time. Let me show you really quick. You can see right here directly all the information that we provide about this property, including the pictures that the agent have registered, okay, for any of these listed properties. If you are an agent, only if you are an agent or a realtor and you have let us know your license number, then you can see this tab that it says listing details, okay? Those, you will see every information, including the remarks that the agent have registered or the listing history, if the price has changed since the moment that the property was listed, okay? Including the agent information here and the pictures. If you are not an agent, or if you don't have an active license for a realtor, then you will only see these two links, nothing else. But in the links, you can click on it, and it will take you to the website to see the pictures and to see all the information registered about it, okay? Even in IDX or realtor.com, you can see it right there, okay? Any question, guys? Let me know, please. No questions, so we are good. So from here, simple, I'm going to click on send docs. I'm going to select that contract that is already there, my first one, because remember it starts with A and I don't have any other. But if I open this, you will see on the drop-down list all the different contracts that you might have in your account, okay, in case that you want to select a different one. So this contract is completely ready. The only thing that I need to do is actually add the offer that I want to send. And for that, I remember that you have the information right here, the listing price. This is the market value, the ReiFax value is the market value that we offer you guys based on the default comparables from ReiFax as well, okay? There you can see the default comparables. If you want to calculate your own market value, let's say only based on the 5 properties that are closer, okay, to my subject property right here, then I can recalculate that market value. So let's say that this is the offer that I'm sending in this case. Based on properties that were sold in the past year, they are at least half of a mile away. All of them have also, in this case, only the same number of bedrooms and bathrooms. And you can see the different price for how much the property was sold. But again, this, like all of these were last year, only this one was sold this year. You can see the price, how the price has increased from 2021 to 2022. Let's say that you want to filter these comparables and finding only the ones that were sold in the past 6 months. Let's say that. Filter now. So from 17, now I have only 3. And you can see how far away they are from my property, okay? If I want to use this one now and calculate again, there you can see how much is the market value of the property. But again, this value is different, very different, but a little bit more than what the property is asking, okay, or the agent is asking. Check, go visit the property, check if the property needs to have anything done, like any rehab. In this case, apparently the kitchen was like done already, has been like renewed, apparently, okay? I have a question. If the ReiFax value the same as the offer price, is not, George, okay? The ReiFax value that we offer in the system is calculated based on the comparables as I just showed, okay? Comparables of the properties that were sold in the past 12 months, they are similar on the gross area, okay? And they are at least half of a mile away. All those sold prices, okay, that is what we take under consideration to give you the market value or the ReiFax value. The listing price, okay, is what the agent is asking. You are the person that needs to say what is the offer that you want to say. Do you want to use this and send this as an offer? It's up to you. Do you want to send the offer for what they are asking, or do you want to use something different? You are the one deciding how much for an offer you want to send to these properties, okay? I'm also going to show you how you can calculate it through ReiFax. Now, let me send this contract. Let me show you how it will be sent here. Remember that the offer was 289 something. So I'm going to send 300. That will be my offer, okay? I already checked what I needed for how much the price has changed, but I'm not going to reach whatever the agent is asking me. That is up to me. You need to ask yourself the same question, okay? That is the offer that I'm sending manually. I'm not calculating anything here. If you guys are mentor students from DRIA, you have the option to check what Freddie says that you need to send as an offer, okay? Remember that this option is only for you guys if you are mentor students, okay? Whatever the factor they tell you or suggest you to use, you can use it here. You can use the round so you don't have decimals and then apply, okay? And Freddie is going to calculate that offer for you. As you can see, it has changed. Freddie takes different things under consideration, like different comparables. The formula is theirs, DRIA. They can explain you more how to use Freddie in this case, okay? If you don't want to send this because maybe it's too low or maybe it's right and they are overpricing the property, whatever it is, you are the person deciding, okay? So as you can see, everything that we already set up for the contract is there. The initial deposit, the 3 days for the additional deposit days, 7 days for inspection, acceptance date, and closing date, okay? Everything is there. I don't need to do anything. And actually, let me show you, let me preview how the contract is going to be received. In this case for Sharon, I guess Shannon. Shannon is the agent, okay, that I'm sending the contract. There it is, you see? All the information of the property completely auto-populated. Everything that I put on my template is right there, including the check marks, okay, that I added wherever I needed to have them. My inspection days right here, 7 days for inspection. Let's scroll down. Page number 11 has the check for the lead paint disclosure that I'm sending. My additional terms, initial signatures, my email, okay, a different email that is safe in my account, actually. That is the one that I use. The seller information, everything there, the lead-based pen disclosure, completely auto-populating the template. I only select to send that one, but if I try to select the other two, and again, you can preview, you can download that PDF if you are going to send it manually, or right now send it by email, you can. There it goes. Just go down to the last pages so I can show you here. The letter for my proof of fund, auto-populating today's date and my name, or me as the buyer, my bank statement, and the letter for my escrow, okay, auto-populating the date and me as the buyer. So now I just need to send this email back, this contract by email. You can create your templates. I already have one, and I can click on send docs, and that email is going to be sent out. That's all. Shannon is the agent. She's the person that is going to receive it. So this is how, guys, you can send only one contract at a time from the overview. But the ones of you that have the follow-up, Remember, if you have the professional or like me, the professional dialer, then you can add, and I'm going to do it. Let's go here for the results. I'm going to add these properties. Go for these ones. One more. And I'm going to add them into my follow-up, okay? I'm going to add them as mine because I'm interested in buying them. So click on add. And from the follow-up, I can send, remember, at least 50 contracts at the same time right now, one for each. I have another question here. Hi, Pedro. Did you put the initials on every page automatically or manually? I put them automatically because I applied a template that already had the initials in all my pages, okay? But if you want to put them manually for each page, you can do it the same way that I was showing at the beginning, okay, Pedro? Let me know if that answers your question. Also, George, let me know if that answers your question as well, okay? Excellent. Now, I added these 10 properties into my follow-up. You can see that they have a little B right here. And if I go to my follow-up tab, I can see 11 properties, okay? Because one, I already sent the contract to, this one. Or I already tried to send the contract or calculated the offer, you see? That is the first one property that I was with in the overview. Now, these 10 are the ones that I just added. Let's calculate an offer from here, from the follow-up. You guys have two options. You're welcome, Pedro. Sorry, let me just close this chat. You're welcome, George. Great. Now, if you want to calculate really quick an offer for all of these, okay? Remember that we also show you here whatever if the price rate has changed. So if the price has going up or going down, you can see it here, okay? In this case, for example, this one, property number 11, okay? It says that it has going down, the price, the original price, going down for almost 14%. Let me just show you that really quick on the overview. Let's go here. And there. The property was listed on May 22 for this amount. But one day after, the price changed and now they are asking this amount. So the green percentage, okay, that the follow-up is showing you is telling you that these properties, the price that they are asking is going down. And this one is going up, okay, for almost 3%. They started asking something and then they increase that value. You can see it right here. Listed on May for this amount. No, actually, let me see. When was originally listed? Oh, yes, no, right there. It was listed for this amount, and now they are asking $5,000 more, so approximately 3%, okay? But either way, you have for these listed properties, the listing prices. So you can calculate a direct percentage for based on those listing prices using the calculator offer. Right there, let's say that I'm ready to send right now, I don't know. You need to decide whatever factor you want to use. But in my case, I want to send 80% of what they are asking, okay? And click on apply. Maybe it's too high, maybe it's too low. You are the ones that need to decide, okay? Remember that I don't work on real estate, so I'm not suggesting you to do this type of calculations, okay? It's only for me to show you. But there it goes. 80% of those listing prices has been calculated for these 10 properties directly. So now, because I have selected all my properties, I can send to all of these the contracts right now, the same contract that we created, that we set up. There it is. And I can just send it with a nice email. Okay? You create your own email templates. You can add your company logo information. All your information will be auto-populated in there, and then click on send docs. That is how you can send your contracts, okay? Completely auto-populated. If you don't want to use the calculator icon, same as I showed you before, use the Freddy icon. If you are mentor students from DRIA, use the information that they tell you and then click on apply. Let's actually apply based on this. Remember that it's not going to calculate 76% directly because the algorithm use the comparables and something different. So maybe you will see percentage that are really low or high. Again, it's up to you to review and actually see if those are the offers that you want to send. For example, you see property, let me just delete this, property number 9, it has calculated 35% of the listing price. There it is. For this one, it has calculated 40% of the listing price. You are the ones deciding if this is the right offer to send, because sometimes, of course, the agents, they just want to hit the exact point with what they are asking, okay? Maybe they say that is a low ball offer or something like that, but it's up to you to review the property to check if there are good conditions, to check the comparables, everything, and then send your offers, okay? Later on, remember that you can use the different tools that we offer for you send your follow-ups, emails, your text messages. If you have the dialer, you can send the text messages and call or schedule your tasks for later on, okay? That is it for today's webinar, guys. Thank you very much for being with me today. I hope you have the greatest weekend. Take care of you, take care of your family. Happy Memorial's weekend. And we will see you back on Tuesday, okay? Remember, we are not going to be available on customer service on Monday. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.